Canva have just done a major update. So for this video, I've chosen 10 of the updates that I think are relevant for people in the helping professions, and I'm going to go through them one by one with you so that you can see them in action. Now, I have the Canva free version, so you're also going to be able to see what's on the free version versus what's on the paid version, and you never know, it might tempt me to go to Canva Pro. We will see. So I have chosen just a presentation template so I can show you some of the features, and I've also got just a blank kind of Instagram post one that we can play with as well. Let me know in the comments your thoughts and opinions on Canva's new updates. I'd love to hear what you think. I'm not going to go into some of the AI features that they have launched because I've not had a chance to play with them much yet. So I want to kind of have a play with them and get used to what they do and figure out how they can be helpful for our industry before I do a video to show you those ones. Okay, let's get started. Number one, layers. Oh, so glad that they've introduced this. When you start getting a complicated design, it used to be really frustrating for layering things, i.e. sending something to the back or bringing something to the front, and you kind of had to faff around with it a lot, and they've got rid of that by adding in layers. So let me minimize my head so I'm not always in the way. Make it a little bit easier. Put myself over here. Okay, so say this was your design and you, for some reason, you wanted this flower behind this blue sign here. What you do is you click on the thing that you want and you click position, and now we have layers here as an option, and you can literally just click and drag something to be behind or in front of something else. So it's really good that you can see all the different layers and you can simply move them around. I think this is a huge thing for us, particularly if you start using quite complicated designs. Number two, the next one I will go into just because I am here. They have introduced precision arrangement. So if you click on the Arrange tab, you've now got the X and the Y coordinates of where this thing is. So say this was your logo and you wanted that logo in precisely the same place on every single slide, then you can just click and save what these figures say, and then on each slide you can make sure that they're arranged in exactly the same place. Really quick way, rather than dragging it and trying to line it up and being a bit frustrating. You can now do it really simply from the Arrange tab, so I really do like that. Update number three, they've updated the brand hub. So now we have a brand hub tab at the side, and this is where you can keep all your company logos, colours, fonts, pictures, icons, all those sorts of things in the same place. As you can see, this is all on the Pro account, and this maybe is the feature that might make me switch to Pro, because I do think it would cut down on my design time to have all of that stuff in the same place. So a really good update with the brand hub and easy access to those things. Number four, gradients. This is really good as well. So say on this one we chose the background and we just chose it a random purple, but you didn't want it the full colour. Now if you click on it, you have gradient options at the bottom. Now I'm presuming that if I had a Pro account, these gradient options would be in my brand colours. Let me know in the comments if you've got a Pro account and it does that, but that's what I'm presuming what you would get. But this could add some really interesting texture to your designs. Rather than it being just a single flat colour, you can now kind of pick from different gradients. So I do think that's quite a useful one as well. Okay, number five is guides. So before, say on this one we wanted to have 3 boxes. Before it was a little bit clunky to start moving these boxes around, lining them up, following all these arrows and guides and all this kind of stuff. The little guides that come up. now you can stipulate how many columns and how many rows, and it will give you the guides to work from. So how you add that is you go to File, Settings, and Add Guides, and here you've got various different options, or you've got customs. You can say how many columns, how many rows, what do you want the gap to be, and then add the guide, and it locks it in for you. And then you can literally just drag these blocks into those guides, and it's a really quick way of making sure that your designs are professional and everything is lined up. So I think that is a really good add-on as well. The next one, number 6, they've added loads of fonts. They've done a collaboration deal with a company and added something like 950 something more fonts. So now in text, if you're going to add a heading, there's a huge amount of text and different fonts to choose from, which is great in terms of choosing the one that's closest, or is the one that is your design font, is your font, is your brand font. So I don't know, because I'm on the free account, whether a lot of those are going to be on the Pro. So you might have a few more free ones, but most of them might be in Pro. I don't know. So let me know in the comments if you found that most of the fonts are available, the new ones are all available on Pro, or have they added quite a few into the free one. Let me know. So the next one is importing. They have improved the import files particularly. So now you can import files from, say, PowerPoint, which you go into projects. I don't have it, so I'm presuming that that's on the Pro function. But if you import a PowerPoint, it will then move it into Canva, and then you can edit it in Canva, which I think is quite cool. I think that's a really useful feature, that you can then move things around, start designing something. So say someone else has started designing something in PowerPoint, but then you want to edit in Canva, then the import features into Canva have improved. So I think that's a really good step forward. Moving to the last two, 9 and 10 are a little bit more, we should have some fun and have a bit of a play. And I do like these. So they've added a draw option, which I think is quite cool for those that you are quite arty. So now you can literally draw on your slides. So this is great, particularly if you wanted a shape, you couldn't just quite get to what you want, or you're quite arty and you quite like doing freehand stuff, then have a play with the draw function. I think that is quite an interesting element. I think it could really personalise your styles and bring your creativity out a little bit more. And the last one is really interesting. It's quite fun. So this is animation, and you can bring animation into things, which I think is quite, gives your things some movement, turns them into videos. So let me give you an example. Say you had this little bee and you wanted to fly your little bee, make him move. Then if you go to animate, it will tell you how to do it. You just click and drag him, click and hold and drag him, and we'll have him down here. Then it turns it into an animation, and that particular element of the slide moves, which I think is quite cool. You can change the speeds, you can have him going really fast or really slow, depending on what you want. And then when you download it, it's going to download as a video file. So let me come back to you. Yeah, some really interesting updates and edits there to Canva. I've done some other videos on my YouTube channel, like creating social media templates in Canva, so go and have a look at those. I'll put a link to those, to that one in particular at the end of the video if you want to go and have a look at that one. Let me know your thoughts on the new Canva updates. I'd love to hear what you think about them. I think there's some really good ones, like layers, for example, and that brand hub. I think there's some really, really good ones that are going to cut down our time and make it easier for us to design our things using Canva. So I hope you've enjoyed that. If you want some help with strategy for your therapy business, so you want to work smarter, not harder, you love the idea of using Canva, but you're not quite sure what to create in order to not waste time creating loads of stuff that you don't need, then I would recommend that you check out my Bib Accelerator. This is where I help you with ongoing coaching, and we also have a community, and we go on that journey together, and I keep you accountable to make sure that you're spending your time well and creating things that are really going to build you a brilliant business. So I will put a link to that in the description down below, so you can go and check out a bit more information about that. And that's it. I will see you next time for the next video. Thank you very, very much for watching.